What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is main deck Monday, and today we're looking at a Mega Manectric Raikou deck, or as some people call it, Thundercats. Now, this is actually Andrew Zavala's list. He's got first with it, and then he has a friend who's got a first and second with the same exact list. So right now, this list has two first and a second at cities in Arizona. I'm not sure where his friend is from. I know Andrew is from Arizona. So obviously, this list has been performing well at cities. So if you want to look into a Mega Manectric Raikou deck, this is someplace you can start at. Now, also, Andrew does run a website called Roll of the Dice. I'll leave that down below. They make free articles. Everything is free on that website. It's just like the Charizard Lounge, like we've been having with Andrew Wamball, but now Andrew Zavala. I know it's confusing because there's two Andrews, but Andrew Zavala, Zavala has his own website as well, Roll the Dice. Make sure you check it out. They don't post articles that much, but when they do, they are interesting. They do have Xander Bennett's like Rayquaza deck on there, and some of the good friends. They're good people, so make sure you check that out if you want to read more articles. But let's go over the deck, and I'll show you how it works. Now, your main attacker is going to be Mega Manectric EX. It has 210 HP, so, a very high HP Pokemon. It's hard to take down. And its attack is going to be Turbo Bolt. It's going to do 110 damage, and you're going to attach two base energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So you're actually going to accelerate your injuries this way with Mega Manectric. Now, your Stage 1 or your basic, not Stage 1, it is a basic, is Manectric EX. We've seen this multiple times. Overrun 20 and 22 bench Pokemon. Assault Laser 60 if they have a toll. 60 more damage to 120. But you're going to attack with Mega Manectric as your main attacker. Now, you do have two Shaman to help set up to draw up to 6. You have one Hoopa to search for 3x Pokemon, like get two Manectrics and a Shaybe. And you're going to have two Raikou in this deck. Now, Raikou does have an attack called Thunder Lance. It does 50, and this attack does 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached to this Pokemon. So let's say you have 3 attached to it. You're doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're doing 110 HP, and it is, 120 HP Pokemon, which is, it's okay for a basic, but it does have the ability Shining Body. If this Pokemon has any lightning energies attached to it, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 20. So it's kind of like it has a 140 at the start. So if they don't hit you for 140, you're actually going to survive for a turn, which is great, because if they hit you for, let's say, 130, you're going to be left with 10 HP, which is great. And that's why the card is okay. Alright, it's pretty good because it does have that Shining Body, just boosting up to 140 if it has a Lightning Energy. And it's a non-EX attacker. It can start doing, 110 damage to finish off an EX. And then they're forced to either License around it or take out the Raikou, which is pretty cool. And that's all your Pokemon in the deck. As you see, they're all like cat Pokemon, which is why they're called Thundercats, just like the TV show. So that's all the Pokemon in here. Now, the deck does play 2 Battle Compressor, and you're going to notice there's a lot of 1-of supporter cards, so you can, Battle Compressor, discard supporter cards like always, or energy cards to power up the Turbo Bolt. 1 Mega Turbo, attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon. Now, some people might be saying, why is it just 1? You might be thinking you run 2 or 3 because it's a Mega deck. Well, like I said earlier, Mega Manectric powers itself up, so you only really need it for that first Mega Manectric, or you might need it for, like, out of nowhere. It's definitely not a 3-of. It could be, but in this list, we're not playing 3 of it. We're just playing 1 to help get that turn 1 attack, or turn 2 attack. 2 switch, because, Raikou doesn't have free retreat, Shaman doesn't have free retreat, Hoopa doesn't have free retreat. Mega Manectric does have free retreat, but if they do License or Hoopa, you do have to AZ or play a switch to get out of it. 1 Tool Retriever, you choose up to 2 Pokemon tools attached to your Pokemon and put them into your hand. So this could get, Head Ringers or your Spirit Links or Assault Vest off your Pokemon and rearrange them any way you want to, but just 2 of them. 4 Trainer's Mail, look at top 4 cards of your deck, take a trainer card out of there. 4 Ultra Ball to get in your Pokemon. 4 VS Secret to reuse Borders. 1 AZ, put 1 Pokemon into your hand and discard all cards attached to that Pokemon. You could do this to pick up damaged Mega Manectrics, maybe pick up Shaman so that way they can't license them up, or pick up Hoopas to free a bench spot. 1 Hex Maniac to shut down abilities to your end of your opponent's turn. Maybe you're playing against a deck that has like bats and you want to shut them down. Maybe turn 1, you want to play the Hex Maniac so they can't use their Shamans. There's a lot of different scenarios you could use Hex Maniac. 1 Judge. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draw 4 cards. This could help you maybe not deck out, maybe to put your opponent's hand down size. Maybe they have like 7, 8 cards in their hand. You're like, Judge, you're only getting 4. 2 Lysander and 1 Pokemon Center Lady. If you're new to this channel and you play Pokemon Center Lady, she has to be full because this is by far the best fuller in the game. I don't care what anybody says. This is the best fuller, and it's Pokemon Center Lady, and it looks amazing. You heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemon, and I'll go over that in a second why it's such a great card. 1 Birch, 4 Sycamore, and 3 Rough Seas. Now, Rough Seas says once during each player's turn, that player may heal 30 damage from each water and lightning Pokemon. So a cool combo you could do is, let's say you attack with Mega Manectric in the active spot. You Turbo, put 2 energies onto the bench Mega Manectric. And next turn they smack you. Well, you can free retreat this Mega Manectric, send up a new one, attack with a fresh one, why Rough Season, the one on the bench, and then you can recycle this, and you can start healing off multiple Mega Manectrics in one turn, which is great. So not only does it have 210 HP, and it's hard to take down, you're constantly going to be healing them all over and over again. And let's say they hit you for 90 damage. Well, you can use Pokemon Center Lady to heal 60, and then you use Rough Seas to heal 30, and you can heal 90 from one Pokemon in one turn with Pokemon Center Lady, which is great. We do have 2 Assault Vests. Any damage done to this Pokemon that has any special energies attached to it is reduced by 40 damage. Now, this is obviously helping out against Night March or Vesta Queen or anything that plays, special energy cards. You do play Tool Retriever, so you can pick up your links and then put down the Assault Vest to make it where they have to do 40. They do 40 less damage if they do have a special energy, which is pretty great. But for the most part, it is for Night March, so that way they have to hit for 250 to even knock you out. 3 Spirit Links, so that way your turn does not end when you evolve. 3 Flash Energies, so that way your Lightning Pokemon do not have weakness if it is attached to it, which is pretty great. It does help out against Glalie and, Lucario decks. Those are pretty, big right now in the format. And 8 Lightning Energy. And that's the deck. Like I said, this is Andrew's list. This is the list that he's used to get first, and his friend has used to get first and second. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, we're putting against Masato, playing an all psychic deck. Now, all psychic deck makes me think it's a Wobbuffet Crobat deck, but anything could happen. Hopefully, it's not a Wobbuffet Crobat deck, because that deck's kind of easy because you can just use Mega Manectric, hit for 110, constantly knock out the Wobbuffets. Then we have Center Lady. But we start with Hoopa here, which is obviously not who you want to start with, so maybe having this bad start could give them the advantage. And they receive a Wobbuffet in the active spot. And let's see what happens. If we top deck a Manectric EX, we'll probably be okay because we can put down the Manectric EX, put a Spirit Link, a Lightning Energy, then pass. Then next turn, put down Mega Manectric. They might knock out Hoopa, but after that, we'll pretty much just knock out Wobbuffets constantly because it does have 110 HP. We see an Ultra Ball, discarding a Verse Seeker and an AZ. And I imagine, Gengar. Oh, this makes things a little bit different. Okay, so Gengar come down, a Psychic Energy, and a pass, and on to our turn. And oh no, this hand is bad. Alright, let's see. So Dark Quarter, 6/8, times 2, 160, then Poison. That could knock us out. So we'll put a Rough Seas down, we'll put a Spirit Link on the active, and we'll just Sycamore, discarding our hand, draw 7 new cards. And let's see what happens. We'll get down the Manectric EX, play the Trainer's Mail. We'll grab a Spirit Link, putting that down onto this Manectric EX. It will actually just end our turn. If he knocks out Hoopa, then obviously that's bad. It's bad right now because we didn't get a Lightning Energy down turn 1. But if he has an Energy in Dimension Valley, he can actually use the Dark Quarter, and we'll have 2 less Stadium cards. We see a Mystery Energy going to the active, a Dimension Valley coming down. And so Psychic Assault could do 20 to the active, and that's what we're going to see. Psychic Assault hits for weakness, and onto our turn. We get a Lightning Energy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to AZ, pick up the Hoopa. We're going to put a Lightning Energy on the active, and we're going to play Hoopa down. And with Hoopa, we're going to search for 3 EX Pokemon. We're going to grab a Manectric EX, and another Manectric. Oh, grab all full arts. That seems great. So we're grabbing those 3 guys. Put a Manectric EX on the active. Put down Manectric EX. Put down Manectric EX. Put a Vest on this guy. We will then retreat. and just pass. And like I said, if he has an energy, he can knock us out with Gengar. But if he puts down a Mr. Energy, that doesn't knock us out. So he has to be careful with his energies right now if he plans to tackle us with Gengar. So let's see what happens. And if he doesn't knock us out, we can switch back into the Manectric EX and play Sycamore and get a whole new hand of 7. But he hasn't played any supporter card, really. All he's done is discard an AZ and a Verse Seeker, put down 2 Dimension Valleys, or put down 1 Dimension Valley, actually. So let's see what Masato 93 does. At any moment, he does have free retreat as well because of the Mystery Energy. It does make it where your Psychic Pokemon has 2 less retreat cost. We're just waiting to see what he decides to do. I think it would have been... Okay, so we're going to see retreat to Gengar, and we might see a Night Attack for 30 damage. And let's see where it goes. Onto this guy. Alright, onto our turn. Let's see, what do we get? An Ultra Ball. So we're just going to switch into the Manectric EX. We could Ultra Ball for Shaman, but I'm not going to. We'll just Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. Do we get an energy? And, okay, good. The last card was an energy. So a Trainer's Mail. Grabbing a Spirit Link. Putting that guy onto here. We'll Trainer's Mail once again. Grabbing a Battle Compressor. Yeah, I like grabbing the Compressor right now. So we will then Compressor. We'll discard Lightning. There's how many lightning energies in the discard pile? 1. So just 1. We have 2 Sycamores and an AZ. So we'll discard that. We'll discard a Hex Maniac and we'll discard a Lysander. Yeah, we'll discard those 3. We will then Ultra Ball, discard Cinderlady and a Manectric EX. And with this, we'll grab a Shaman. Come on down, Shaman. Okay, cool. So grab the Shaman, put a Lightning Energy on the active, and we'll Shebe, drawn up 5 cards. Alrighty. We'll put down Manectric EX, and we will just Turbo Bolt for 110, and it'll put 2 energies on this Manectric EX on the bench. There we go. So we're good to go. You have 2 Manectrics down, ready to go. And if he does retreat, we could Verse Seeker for Lysander to bring up the Gengar, or if he Dark Corridors, we could knock it out as well. We see another Wobbuffet come down. We see a Sycamore, so he must have just top decked the Sycamore. Discarding double Golbat, that's never good. Alrighty, so we're in good shape. Even if he does get an energy to Dark Corridor, we can knock him out, like I said, because we have Verse Seeker for the Lysander. We see an Acrobike, discarding an Ultra Ball, so the other card must be somewhat useful if he didn't want to search out a Zubat. And there's a Mystery Energy, so we will see a Dark Corridor hitting us. We see a Zubat coming down as well. Lovable, probably grabbing another Zubat. Alrighty. And, oh, actually he fails it, so maybe he has multiple Zubats price. Oh, he already has 1 in hand. Okay, so that's fair. There we see a Dark Corridor. It'll do 60 plus the poison, so 10. Bringing this up to 100 damage. And he's going to send up the Wobbuffet. And on to our turn. Let's see what happens. We top deck a Trainer's Mail. So we'll play Trainer's Mail. We're looking for a Rough Seas, and there it is. Alright, cool. So we can put down the Rough Seas. Heal 30 from the active. Yes. We'll put a Assault Vest on the Shaman EX as well. Put a Flash Energy on Manectric EX. We will then retreat into this guy. Use Verse Seeker for Lysander. Bring up the Gengar. And we'll be in really, really good position. So Verse Seeker for the Lysander. We'll Lysander that Gengar. And taking out his main attacker right now, which is the Gengar. Alright, so Turbo Bolt. We can't get any energies from the discard pile because there is no energies. But we will take 2 prize cards already. So we're going to have 4 prize cards. There's a Lightning and a Verse Seeker. Oh, so we can Verse Seeker Lysander as well next turn. We see a Zubat coming down, which makes me think he has a Golbat in hand. Like, why else would you have sent in the Zubat? We see Golbat coming down, but where does the 20 damage go? Is the big question right now. So 20 damage to the active, alright. And he's going to need another Gengar. There's a Psychic Energy going to have to bench Wobbuffet. I'm not really worried about the Wobbuffets. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you can constantly just Turbo Bolt those for knockouts because they do have 110 HP, which is fairly easily. We see another Zubat coming down. We see a Love Ball getting another Golbat. Okay, so he discarded 2 Golbats, but he still has 2 left in the deck, so I'm proud of my opponent for not having any of those prize. See another Golbat coming down, put 20 on the active. But does he have a Dimension Valley? We see a Muscle going on a Wobbuffet. And just a retreat, but no Dimension Valley? Maybe? Okay, just a pass and on our turn. Alright. So we'll use the Rough Seas, healing us down. We'll put a Flash Energy on the Manectric EX. We'll put down a Raikou. We will then... we'll just Turbo Bolt for the knockout. Yeah, he's fine. Yep, we'll Turbo Bolt for the knockout. Going down to 3 prize cards. Getting a Mega Turbo, which is... could be useful. Well, no, it's not. We don't have any more Mega Manectrics. Okay, whatever. Alright, on to our opponent's turn. And let's see. He'll probably send another Golbat because it does have free retreat. But what can my opponent do? Like, Psychic Assault right now do 20 damage, bringing us up to 30, which is not that great. If he gets down Crobat, Golbat, that's 3, 6, 7, 8. And then 8 plus 10 is 90. And then I'll bring us to 190. And then plus a Muscle Band, that could knock us out. We'll see a Psychic Energy on a Crobat, or Wobbuffet, sorry. We'll see a Birch. 3, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. Maybe I'm doing the math wrong. I don't know. We see a Trader's Mail. I don't think there's any way he can knock us out. Yeah, no. If he gets down double Crobat, a Golbat, and a Muscle Man, I think that's a knockout right at 210. Because 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus that is 90. And then 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 90 is 210. Yeah, if he gets down Crobat, and Golbat. But it looks like he doesn't have that, actually. We're going to see a Psychic Assault only doing 50. Bring us up to 90 and onto our turn. We will use Verse Seeker for a Center Lady. Alright, this is probably just like makes my opponent want to cry when we use the Center Lady. So we'll use Center Lady, healing us down to 30. We will then put a Lightning Energy on Raikou, and we will Turbo Bolt for the knockout on Wobbuffet, going down to 2 prize cards. Alrighty. And now if he does have a Gengar, we can Lysander, then later on Lysander again for the win, basically. Or we could knock out 2 Crobats, where he actually takes out a knockout on Mega Manectric. And you can see how good of a matchup this is. Like I said, it comes down to how many Gengars they have in play. They get down multiple Gengars, we might be in trouble. We see a Love Ball. Is this? There's no way they can get another Golbat because he's already played 4 total. We see a Sycamore discarding another Dimension Valley. And like I said, I imagine he is looking for a Gengar. We see a Super Rod getting back. Let's see, a Wobbuffet. I'm not sure what he decides to go for. We'll find out here in a second, though, for sure. But next turn, I'm actually just going to Lysander, bring up the Zubat, since that's the one that can do the most damage. Like, he can evolve into his Golbat and a Crobat. So there's Crobat, Gengar, and a Wobbuffet coming out of the discard pile. Alrighty. And let's see what my opponent decides to do. They could Skill Dive somewhere doing 30 damage. I'm not really worried about that too much. The only thing I'm really worried about, if they Lysander a Hoopa, could we retreat it? We played 1 switch. We played 1 switch, 1, 2, 3 Verse Seeker, so we might be okay to pick up the Hoopa. We see 30 damage going to Manectric EX, and on our turn, like I said, we're going to Lysander the Zubats. I think that's the best option right now. We will then retreat into this guy, and we will Turbo Bolt for 220, and it'll be down to 1 prize card, but we can knock out pretty much everything on my opponent's side of the field. Yeah, so we should be okay. Maybe we should have took out the Wobbuffet, just get rid of Attacker, but if he gets down to Gengar, he's just going to attack with that regardless. Or maybe we should have knocked out Crobat, and then next turn we could have Lysander or whoever wanted to win the game. That's probably would have been the smarter idea. But we see a Muscle Man, a Psychic Energy going on a Wobbuffet, a Verse Seeker, and let's see, does he grab a Lysander or an AZ? So he's going to AZ, pick up the Crobat, but that's not going to be enough to actually knock us out. He's going to do 30 to the active, bring it up to 70, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's going to bring us to 170, which is actually not a knockout. We see the Crobat being picked back up, Zubat coming down, Crobat coming down, and then 30 to the active doing up to 70. And then, like I said, 7, and then with the Muscle Band, we'll do Assault, Psychic Assault do 100, bringing us up to 170. So maybe if we had 170 HP, it might be okay. But since Mega Manectric has 210, it's pretty hard to knock out with this Wobbuffet Crobat deck. It's pretty much his hardest matchup. Like I said, it comes down to how many Gengars they can get out and play. And as we saw this game, they only got down 1, which is really good for us. Let's see what Masato does here. He's really in a bad position for sure. He's already retreated, or he's played AZ. He could still retreat, maybe. If he has a switch. Get him, Cammy! Oh, let's see if Cammy gives us the Banhammer. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Victor screen. Cammy gives him the Banhammer. We really don't see that much. But regardless, we were going to win next turn. We can Turbo Bolt, knock out whoever we want to. Unless he played catcher to bring up Hoopa and then kind of maybe stall us out. But it becomes then, do we have the other switch in the deck? Do we have the Diverse Seeker in the deck to pick up the Hoopa in the active spot? But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. Alright, you're putting it Shocking Down, playing a Water, Colors, Dark, Fairy deck. This might be a Xerneas toolbox that we saw on Friday, like Xerneas and friends, and we lost the coin flip, so they will have the opportunity to go first. Now, if this is that Xerneas deck, the thing to note is that Xerneas have 130 HP, so we actually can't one-shot them with the Assault Laser. Or Turbolt, sorry. So we get down to Manectric EX. I actually have a really bad hand. Hopefully, we top deck a Hoopa, and everything will be okay. My opponent gets to choose choose their Pokemon. And, okay, we'll put down Manectric EX, and let's see what happens. What are we playing against? I mean, they're playing a Xerneas coin as well, so anything is possible. But we'll find out here in a second on Pokemon. Alright, and a Lapras with Seafaring and Hydro Pump. Alrighty. A Rough Seas comes down to play. Ultra Ball, and let's see what they decide to discard. Water and another Lapras, okay. There's a Glalie, I'm not sure how to say that name. Glalie, see a Water, a DCE, coming down to it, Sycamore, discarding their hand and all 7 new cards. Alright, so it's a totally different deck. I'm not sure what we're playing against. Muscle Man goes down to Glalie, another Glalie comes down as well. Muscle Man going down to that as well, and on to our turn. Alright, so we get a bad hand. So I know, so this card, the second attack is instant freeze, it does 50, and you have the same number of cards as your opponent's attack, does 100 more damage, and with the Muscle Man, it does 170. So he has 4 cards. We're actually just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do we do? We play, let's see, so 4, we'll play Switch, Spirit Link, Hex Maniac, and make our way have 3 cards. They can draw to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ultra Ball, they can play it down to 3. You know, we're just going to end our turn. The only way they can really draw more cards if they play Shaman. If they play Shaman, they could draw up to 6 to match hand sizes to knock us out this turn. But let's see if they have a Shaman or not. I was trying to think that we could play our hand down, but then it's easier to manipulate the hand size if you do draw down. Then we see a Water Energy go down to the active. The Seafaring, Tails, and Tails. Oh no. Seafaring, flip 3 coins for each heads. Attach a Water Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon any way you like. Alright, so we're going to put a Spirit Link on the active. Put down Manectric EX. Or Mega Manectric, sorry. We'll use Hex Maniac. And then use the Mega Manectric, and we'll just end our turn. So we're not having that great of a start. I'm not going to lie. But now our opponent cannot knock out our Mega Manectrics because they do have 210 and not the 170. We see if Flustone go out to the active. And do they have a Water Energy? And if they do, they could attack us for 170. Which things will get scary for sure. We see a Verse Seeker or a Sycamore. Now, once they Sycamore, they'll have 7 cards, and they'll have to play 4 cards out of their hand to bring it down to 3. We see Sycamore discarding... What? Was that a Aromatisse? Oh, no, I'm trying to see. Oh, it's Slurpuff. So, okay, so they use Tasting to help manipulate hand sizes. Okay, I was wondering what their Fairy Pokemon would be. So there's a Fairy, or 2 Swirlixes. There's a Love Ball. And does he have a Water Energy? There's a Slurpuff. Okay, so that's not what he needs. So we might see a Seafaring. Get some Water Energies. And let's see. Heads. Tails. Oh, so he's like 1 for 6 right now, which is not good at all. But our opponent is doing better than us. We see a Water Energy go down to Glalie. And we see a Lysander. I guess we can Lysander up a Swirlix. And we'll just pass. Yep, just pass. I mean, we're not drawing good right now at all. But luckily, these Mega Manectrics can't get one-shotted, which is, you know, it's good always. There we see the Slurpuff coming down. They get Tasting, drawing 2 cards. Another Slurpuff comes down as well to help draw 2 more cards. Alright, Slurpuff draws 1 card, but when it's an active spot, it draws 2. So we see tasting for 2. And they will have to put their hand size down to 3 if they want to use instant freeze. We see a DC going on there. We see another tasting, drawing a card. It's called instant freeze, right? Yeah, instant freeze and ice breath. Alright. We see an AZ picking up the Slurpuff line. And we see Glalie come up in the active spot. Now, it could use Ice Breath, flip a Queen of Heads. Your active Pokemon is now paralyzed. But we might see an instant freeze. But if they do that, we can use the Rough Seas to heal us for 30, bring it down to 20. And yep, we'll see an instant freeze doing 50 or 70. Ooh, 70. That actually is a big deal. Okay, fine. A Trainer's Mail. Don't let us down. A Sycamore. Alright, so we're not out of it yet. Alright, so we got a Sycamore. We'll play the Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, well, okay. So we can play Battle Compressor. And with Compressor, we can discard a Lightning. Okay. A Center Lady. And a Birch. Yeah, so discard those 3. We'll put down Manectric EX. We'll play Ultra Ball, discard a Switch and a Sycamore. And with this, we'll grab a Hoopa. Or do we just grab Shaman EX? We'll just grab Shaman EX. No, grab Hoopa. I want to play our hand down some, our deck down some before we do this. We'll play Hoopa, and with Hoopa, we will search for 3X Pokemon. We'll get just a Shaman. Well, yeah, we'll just get a Shaman. And this way we're thinning our deck out just a little bit more. We'll play the Turbo Bolt. Mega Turbo put on this guy right here. Play Shebe, drawn up to 5. And let's see, do we get an energy or not? And we do, great. So we can put an energy on this guy. And we got a Assault Vest as well, so we put that down. We can then retreat, use the Rough Seas to heal that 30 damage, and we can Turbo Bolt for 110 damage. Alright, so we're good to go, and we'll put 2 energies. Oh, we actually don't have any energies in this discard pile. Alright, that's cute. Alright, so let's see what happens. We see a Rough Seas healing it down to 80, but we can License up and knock it out. We see a Water Energy going down to this guy. A Slurpuff coming down. And like I said, they'll need to match hand sizes once again. They have 5, we have 4. There we see a Verse Seeker. If they play Judge, oh, Battle Reporter. No, Battle Reporter, they have too many cards. Okay, he's gonna get an AZ. Okay. Oh, what he could do is AZ pick up like the Glalie and or the Lapras. So he's gonna pick up the Lapras, and then he can put it back down, and then he can use Instant Freeze. Alright, that's actually a really smart play for my opponents. Alright, so Instant Freeze, doing 170. Or 130 because of the Assault Vest. That's cute. Alright, we get Rough Seas. And let's see, he can still knock us out next turn, so that's not good. We'll Ultra Ball, discard Lysander, Rough Seas, and we're going to grab another Shaman. Yes, we'll grab Shaman EX, and we're looking for a Verse Seeker to use Center Lady, and then that will save us. So we'll use this. Alright, so we get a Tool Retriever. We can pick up the Spirit Link. Press done. We'll put a Spirit Link on this guy. Put down a Mega Manectric. We can put a Flash Energy on this guy. And then we can use a Verse Seeker for Center Lady. And this should save us. It'll bump us down to 50. And then 130 is not a knockout. So that's good. It only brings us up to 180 or 60. So it brings us up to 190. So a Turbo Bolt, knocking it out. And we don't have any energies in the discard pile. So we went from it to a bad situation to we're getting a little bit better. We do have 4 cards, and they will take one or draw a card to go to 5. We'll see Glalie probably coming to the active spot. So right now, Center Lady saved us. Rough Seas definitely doing some work right now as well. Alright, here we see Glalie X coming up. And let's see what happens. This is a very interesting deck for sure. I do like the Slurpuffs and stuff like that to help manipulate the hand size if you need to draw a card. There we see Tasting for 1. I wonder what they're trying to get. Another Tasting. Now, if they did have a Megaphone, they could Megaphone discard all of our tools and then get rid of the Assault Vest, and then they can use Instant Freeze to knock us out. That could be very scary. We see a Lapras with the Water Energy. And a Verse Seeker. Let's see what they decide to get. They could do the whole, like, Verse Seeker for AZ, pick up the Lapras play, but I'm not how good that is. We see an AZ. They might do that, though. Then AZ, yep, they're going to pick up the Lapras. That's a really cool play, though, how they can pick up the Lapras, put it back down to manipulate the 4 hand size. Alright, we'll see an Instant Freeze doing 130, bringing it up to 170. And on our turn, let's see what happens. We get a Verse Seeker. So we'll play Rough Seas, bring it down to 40, and then let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that won't save us this time. So let's think, what can we do? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to Verse Seeker for an AZ. We're going to pick up this Mega Manectric, and that will discard the Assault Vest, but what it does do... Oh no, I messed up. Whoops. Alright, we'll put this guy down. I forgot we don't have an energy. I should have just, just played a Sycamore. But we will retreat to this guy, and we'll just pass. That was a mistake on my part. That was a huge mistake on my part. Whoops. Alright, well, maybe it'll be okay. We'll send Mega Manectric to the active spot. We see a tasting from opponent. Oh, man. Oh, buddy. I forgot that we needed energy. We should have just Sycamored to get an energy. I was too concerned. Oh, we see a Life Center as well. Bringing up Shaman, and they'll go down to 4 prize cards. Alright, so things are about to get interesting for sure. So we're going to see a knockout. See a Water Energy going on Lapras. A tasting to draw a card, so back up to 5. I like how every time it activates, a splash goes to the middle of it. I think that's what's happening. But we see 170 damage, knocking us out. And we'll send up Mega Manectric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to play our hand down really low. We actually still need an energy. Whoops. Okay. Okay, so we still need an energy. Well, Trainer's Mail, grabbing an Ultra Ball. We will Ultra Ball, discard Ultra Ball and Manectric EX. We'll grab a Raikou. Okay, let's not put down that Manectric EX and say we did. Sycamore, discard your hand, and let's see what we get. Okay, cool. So we can put a Flash Energy on this guy. Play a Spirit Link on the Hoopa. Spirit Link onto the Shaman. We can Trainer's Mail. Grabbing a Battle Compressor. Alright, we'll play the Compressor. And with this, we'll discard... Wow. Okay, double Rough Seas. Oh, man. This got... Okay, things got interesting fast. Alright, so with Turbo Bolt, do it 110 damage. And we'll put 2 Lightning Energies onto... let's see. How many energies are left in here if we do that? 1, 2... we'll put him on Hoopa, and the reason why, if he Life Centers up, and we don't have a way to retreat, we can lose. Well, as everybody else has a 1 retreat cost. But now he has to manipulate down to 3, which is very hard to do, I think. But anything's possible. Maybe he'll put it down to 3. But he can also use Ice Breath. And if he hits 5 heads in a row, oh, that couldn't win the game right there. We see Rough Seas, healing it down to 30, bringing it down to 80. We see a tasting, drawing a card. How many Verse Seekers have we played? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we have 1 priced. Okay, so we have 1 priced. Alright, so we see an Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards. I'm not sure what those cards were. A Rough Seas and a Battle Ultra Ball. If he plays Judge, he still can get us down. Oh, Regice comes down as well. A DC goes to Regice, so we'll have to power up this Raikou. Or if we don't, we're in trouble because we don't have a way around this Regice. We see a Judge. Oh, man, this is going to both put us at 4 cards. Alright. So, Judge, we'll draw 1 more card, and we'll have 4 left. Okay. And here we see an Instant Freeze, doing 170. On our turn, we can put a Lightning Energy on Raikou. We can play the Rough Seas. And we can use Turbo Bolt, knocking out the Glalie. We'll go down to 2 prize cards. And we'll put 2 Lightning Energies onto this Raikou, or the regular Raikou. And there's a Verse Seeker as well. That's good. And a Judge. Okay, good. Good. Do we not have any Lightning Energies in this card pile? We don't. Okay. Alright, we're in trouble. If he resists this Blizzard and knocks us out, I'm not sure what we're going to do. Oh, buddy. Okay. Alright. Alright, so here comes Regice. Onto our opponent's turn. Oh, man. I thought we had Lightning Energies in the discard pile. We see, oh man, we're gonna see Resistance Blizzard going to knock us out. It's gonna go down to 2. Oh, buddy. We see a tasting for 1. Alright, another tasting for 1. Oh man, things got interesting real fast. What do we do now? Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We see a judge, which I'm fine with that. We actually, hopefully we just draw those lightning energies. That's what we really need. Okay, so there's a lightning energy. We see Resistance Blizzard. Gonna knock us out. Okay. We're gonna send up, go away. We'll send up Manectric EX. And onto our turn. Let's see. So Resistance Blizzard is going to do 70 and then minus. Okay, so we'll put a Assault Vest. We'll put a Lightning Energy and we will end our turn. So onto our opponent's turn. We do have that Judge in the deck. Maybe it'll help us out. We'll see. Hopefully they don't Verseeker bring up Shaman because they don't have to Verseeker for AZ, wasting our last supporter card, which is what we really don't want to do. Alright, but Resistance Blizzard, like I said, it's going to do 30. And then we can Rough Seas heal it off, which is great. And then we can Turbo Bolt, put 2 energies on Raikou. And then maybe we'll be okay. I'm not sure at all. Gonna be close though, I'm not gonna lie. I have to find out in a second what's going to happen. I wish we had one more Verseeker left. Then we could Lysander and then Lysander and win the game that way. Oh man, this game's close. There's a Glalie coming down. Alright, so Glalie coming down to play. If he, like I said, if he uses instant for our Ice Breath and paralyzes us, we'll be in trouble. How many energies has he played, though? I think he's only played like 3 DCEs. And he has AZ as well, so we can't Lysander stall the Glalie. Trainer's Bell, or Lysander, try to knock it out twice. Getting the Lava Ball. Okay. And we see a Lava Ball. Let's see what this gets. Maybe another Swirlix. Okay, nothing. And then we see a tasting, drawing a card. It goes down to 8. Alrighty. And we see another tasting, going down to 7. And let's see what else. Ashana, going to shuffle their hand to deck and draw 5 cards. I imagine he's might looking for a muscle band. Or an energy attachment. Has he attached an energy yet? No, he hasn't. Okay, so Resistance Blizzard for 30, which is good for us. So into our turn, we go down to 3 cards. Put a Flash Energy here. We'll use Rough Seas. And we'll use Turbo Bolt for 110. It doesn't do anything. I know that. Oh my goodness! We have 2 Flash Energies in the discard pile. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright, things got interesting for sure. Alright, so is he tasting and tasting? Huh. Alright. Alright, so I have a plan. So Resistance Blizzard for 30. And on to our turn, what we're going to do is we're going to Verseeker for an AZ. We're going to AZ up Hoopa. And that way we're going to discard those 2 Lightning Energies. Put one of this guy. We'll use Rough Seas. And we will Turbo Bolt for nothing, but we can attach 2 Lightning Energies to Raikou. Alright. So Raikou might be our savior. Alright, so on to our opponent's turn. Right now he's doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That will knock out Regice next turn. We see a tasting. Okay. We see another tasting. Alright. It's going to be very close. So the DC goes down to Glalie. Alright. And let's see what happens. 3, 4. If he judges us right now, we'll be in trouble. I'm not going to lie. Oh, man. Alright, so we see Resistance Blizzard doing 30. On to our turn. We'll get a judge. We'll use Rough Seas. We will then retreat into the Manectric, or into Raikou. And we will Thunder Lance. Yes. Knocking it out. Going down to 1 prize card. Alright. There's another Raikou, which we... Okay, so that's okay. So we see Glalie. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to draw, play Judge. There's a Water Energy. Oh, man. Like I said, we might see an Ice Breath. We see a Tasting going down to 0. And he might use Judge. If he uses Judge, then we'll be okay. So there's Shauna. So he's going to manipulate his hand down to 5, and he will knock us out this way. Oh, buddy, things are going to get scary for sure. So Shauna. Okay. What do we do? So we see an instant freeze. Going to do 130 damage, knocking us out. We're going to send a Mega Manectric. Okay. On our turn. So let's see, if we Judge, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Judge 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Then if you use, okay, so if we play an energy and then Judge, we'll have these 4. But if he judges again, all right. So we're just going to Judge, and we're just going to hope he doesn't have a Lysander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we really don't have any other options. We have to Judge this way. We'll have 1 card left in the deck. We'll use Turbo Bolt, and it's going to come down to, does he have a Verse Seeker or does he have a Lysander to knock us out next turn? Yep, we're going to Turbo Bolt, and let's see what happens. Alright, so Turbo Bolt for 110. Unless he puts down another Glalie, then we could be in trouble. Oh, buddy, let's see what happens. So 2 onto the Shaman EX. Onto our opponent's turn. He needs a Verse Seeker right now. He's going to Rub Seas, heal it down to 80. Okay. Alright. Do you have it? So tasting for 1. Okay. Tasting for another. Okay. So I'm like that. He keeps putting more cards in his hand. But he could use Ice Breath. There's an Ultra Ball discarding Absol and Swirlix. So he's back down to 4. Or does he get another Glalie? If he gets another Glalie, then we're in trouble as well. Oh man, there's so many things that can happen right now. Oh man, this is exciting. Nervous at the same. So Sacred Ash. Alright. Oh no. He can put a Glalie back in the deck. Alright, so he puts those 5 in the deck. And a Sycamore. Oh man, he does not need to hit that Glalie. He got the Glalie or not? If he gets the Glalie, he can retreat, and there's no way we can knock it out or bring it up. Bring up a Pokemon on the active spot. And let's see. There's a Floatstone. And an Ice Breath, and oh, we win the game! Oh my goodness! Oh man, and we get Turbo Bolt for the knockouts. Oh my goodness, that was such a close game. Put 2 Lightning Energies on the Shaman EX. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was such a close game. And there's the victory screen. Oh man, we had... Oh buddy, that was crazy. But there we go. Thundercats taking a win against a Glalie deck. Oh man, we probably made a couple misplays there. I forgot that when we Turbo Bolt that one turn, we had double Flash Energies in the discard pile, and we couldn't attach the Lightning Energies that way. But there we go, taking a win. That the tails flip and not getting the Glalie were definitely the two key things. But there we go, taking 2 wins with Thundercats. Hopefully during this video you can kind of see how everything works with this deck. And we actually saw Raikou shine in this deck too. Without Raikou, we would have lost this matchup for sure. But hopefully during this video, thanks for watching. Have a great Monday. Alrighty, bye.